Welcome to Being Anxiety Free. My name is Emma Upton and I'm here to spill all the tea on what it means to create a life and business through our intuition and be anxiety free. When we're able to live a life without anxiety, we build a business through the codes of our existence. We know who we're here to be, what we're here to do, and our unique, trademarkable body of work gets to flow through. So join me for today's episode. Cheers. Welcome to episode 34. I want to talk about the intuition and a metaphor. So much of my work is based on metaphors and visual representations, sensory representations, because it helps the conscious brain. An overthinking, over-analytical conscious brain likes things to latch onto. So I give it things to latch onto. And I give it the things I want it to latch onto. So if you're somebody who has a brain that overthinks and overanalyzes most things, then this could be helpful for you. And you're here for a bigger purpose. You want more. You've got a body of work. You've got something inside you. Maybe you're really far established along the track of knowing what that more is, or maybe you're just starting out. It's irrelevant. This is such a powerful metaphor that I hope it's going to help anybody that happens to stumble across it today, which is not a coincidence, is it? I want you to imagine, this came to me as I'm walking in the woods with my mom. On a Wednesday morning, we go and have coffee and we have soup and cheese scones, which are amazing. We've just found the cheese scone. And when we were walking back, I was like, business is like a fire. Your intuition within your business is like a fire. She's a real earth mother. It blows my mind. Like, I'm in the sky and in the universe and off that way, and she's down deep. So I've been to some of her mentors' kind of teachings, and I'm curious around it, and I learn a lot through her. And so there's kindling sisters in her world, and they talk about the importance of keeping a fire burning, keeping a fire going relentlessly. And I was thinking about it on the walk today. That makes such sense. And it's what I do inside my business without knowing that that's what I do inside my business. We must see our intuition, that inner knowing. I refer to it as actual you, not the ideal self where you look out to other people that are kind of in your industry, that are kind of selling your products, and you're like, they're doing it really profoundly and easily and they're making a massive impact in income. I just need to do it like that. And so the brain gets hold of it, and it's like you're looking at them and you're trying to figure out what your version of that looks like. But it's not working because it's their version. That's the ideal self. When we can move past that idea that, oh, well, they've got it figured out, so I need to figure out how they're doing it so that I can do it too. When we actually step into knowing that you know, and that there is an actual you that sits underneath it all, that doesn't have to try and figure it out there. It's like, okay, if I know and I trust that I know, I'm going to keep the fuel of that. That's like the fire underneath everything. I want to come back to that notion again and again. If I know there's a really unique path and way that I'm meant to do this, and it's meant to grow and I'm meant to nurture it, if I keep coming back to that, every time that we come back to that notion, it's like putting a block on the fire. It's not called a block, is it? A log. Another log on the fire. Another piece of wood on the fire over and over again. Every time we're like, okay, I can see that my brain wants to race off in this direction, thinking about this, doing this. It wants to be in that doing, and how's everybody else doing it, and I'm going to try. When we recognize that and come back to I know this. What is my take on this? What is my experience of this? Why am I so passionate about this area? And how does everything that I've been through in my experience lead me back here? Coming back to those questions again and again. Every time we do that, we're putting some wood on our fire, and we're stoking that fire inside us. Now, to begin with, we live in a world where we're not taught to trust ourselves. We're taught to hand over our power to the grown-ups. It's like, do I like this? Should I do it that way? Is that okay? And everybody else is like, I'll decide. Yes, it's okay. No, it's not. We're taught to hand over our intuition, and we learn to distrust it. I'm in a phase of growing this intuition, and I have put so many pieces of wood on this fire so many times that now it's a strong fire, and I am instinctively trusting that because it's so bright within me. The notion behind this is the weather happens. If you think about our ancestors were outside making fires, like the weather happens. It gets windy, it gets cold, it gets rainy, it gets icy. Those things are still going to happen. Frosts happen in our life. It gets really cold, it gets really windy, it gets really weathery. But if we have a strong fire that is so big, like if you think about some of the forest fires that happen in the world, they can't put them out. They're so fierce, they're so strong. Our work is to allow that fire of intuition. We feed it so much, we trust it, we go back to it again and again. We notice when we want to be out there in our conscious brain trying to figure it out, and we notice that and we're like, hang on, I know this, I'm going to add fuel to my own fire and I'm going to make it burn so bright that actually I don't care what's going on outside of me. Of course we care, we're humans, like we want other humans and animals to be treated in the best ways, but I'm not talking about that here. I'm talking about that passion and that drive for like, I'm here for something more. And I know the way that I'm going to actualize that to have the biggest impact on the world that I possibly can, by tuning into here relentlessly over and over and over and over again until that fire burns so bright that I know what my uniqueness is. I know what my trademarkable work is. That's like nothing else is, and you stand so firm in it. And it's like, guys, if you want to be in my world, like it's a party, and the tickets are for the people that want to be in it. And do you? And it's that kind of energy. We only get to hold that kind of energy for our work and what we're here to do and the products that we're here. When we can truly own that, and it comes from noticing every time we want to go out there to figure it out, and we're like, hang on, I'm going to make that fire so friggin' bright and strong and relentless. It doesn't matter what weather is happening. There is this fierceness in me that can't go out. It's too bright. Like I say to myself quite often, it's too late now, I've gone too far. Like it can't go out. And it feels so comforting and so cozy and so reaffirming and reassuring to know all of that can't be taken from me. Nobody can take that away, no matter what. How powerful it feels to stand in that, to sit in that, to build a business through that, knowing that I already know, and that my job is to come back to that fact that I already know, even though my brain wants to tell me I don't. I do, to come back to that, to tune into that over and over and over again until you breathe fire out into the world, and it's everything that you're meant to deliver to the world, and it grows no matter what. Your intuition, see it. If it feels a little bit lost, if you've got a brain that wants to leap in before you can even get there, I was like, oh my God, can I go beyond this brain? Yes. If I can, everybody can. My brain is so loud. Fuel and feed that fire within and grow your business from that place, and you will be unstoppable. You will be unshakable. You will have such a strength that you won't recognize yourself in it, and it just grows and flows through that. So that is my message on today, on Wake Up Wednesday. I hope you have a nice glorious day.